How do you handle hurt and pain? Do you make it visible, hide it, or change it? Sometimes sharing your suffering will cause more harm than good. It's a sad fact, but some people take a sick pleasure in seeing other people suffer. Some even encourage it. This uncomfortable mixture of jealousy and sadism, which can seriously obstruct personal development, typically shows up in a variety of areas of our lives, whether at work, in our social networks, or even in our families. But you possess an incredible strength that is just waiting to be released. It's the ability to turn weaknesses into unwavering power. We'll go over 18 important Stoic ideas in this video, courtesy of the renowned philosopher Epictetus, whose ideas have survived the test of time. However, there's more. We cordially encourage you to take an active role in this engaging process of self-exploration and personal development. Thus, let's put aside our regular everyday distractions and concentrate intently on what is being shared during the next few critical moments. Now let's get started. First rule, pay twice as much attention as you talk. Have you ever considered how basic this portion of our body is? 2 ears, 1 mouth. It's not just a random act of nature. Rather, it's a purposeful prod to develop the habit of paying attention to the experiences, struggles, and joys of others around us. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak, Epictetus noted. Listening is not just a talent. It acts as a link to comprehension. While it's simple to increase the commotion, true power comes from knowing when to keep silent. By deciding to listen with empathy to the world around us, we gain access to fresh viewpoints, pick up complex life lessons, and form meaningful connections. Therefore, pause before speaking again. Are you just filling the void, or will it bring value? Never forget that other people's tales frequently contain the deepest lessons we may learn in life, rather than our own. The second principle is to not let other people's opinions and attitudes dictate how you live. Have you ever had the feeling that other people's words and feelings can easily sway you? Every cruel remark and condemning look pulls at your heartstrings and controls your feelings. With his profound knowledge, Epictetus reminds us that we have the ability to control our emotions in this life stage. Why let the negativity of others to control your emotional state? It is indeed difficult. Attitudes can cause wounds, words can sting. The unvarnished fact is that you cede control when you wilt under criticism or simmer in rage. Take control of my happiness, you're saying. Time to grab that key again. Not with anger or bitterness, but with the knowledge that your happiness and tranquility are your own to control. Epictetus doesn't mince words. It's a difficult route. However, consider this. Isn't the road of regaining your emotional autonomy worthwhile? Isn't it time to release those holds and go to the beat of your own drum? Third principle, prepare for the worst. The unpredictable nature of life can be debilitating. When faced with life's uncertainties, we frequently become entangled in our own fears. For instance, the fear of losing one's work, the concern for the future of a kid, the heartbreak of a failed marriage, or the possibility of financial collapse. These anxieties change every day, resulting in an unending stress spiral.
However, in this chaos, Epictetus's knowledge provides an incredibly audacious viewpoint.
He pushes us to expect the worst and concede that these dreaded things have already happened. Is there anything more intimidating than that? Though it is a radical idea, there is a deep truth in it. We carve a way through our deepest phobias by facing them head-on. Our spirit, freed from the what-ifs, discovers how to deal with the challenges of life with fortitude and grace. Might accepting the worst perhaps be the key to finding inner peace? Epictetus agreed, exhorting us to face life's storms with courage and faith in our capacity to persevere and triumph rather than with surrender. Fourth principle, failure is inevitable and should not be feared, as it is the only path forward. Imagine a world in which every mistake you make is an opportunity to grow, and where your failures serve as stepping stones, not only in your career but also in your innermost self. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus advocated accepting the title of fool. Why? because you can only really progress when you're not afraid to fail and not ashamed to make mistakes. True mastery is not an epiphany of brilliance. It's an unrelenting quest and a trip full of mistakes that help us polish away at our flaws. This is not an easy journey. It's full of moments when giving up feels like the only choice, self-doubt and anger. However, it's also the place where genuine transformation takes place, resilience grows, and passion flares. Epictetus would argue that our character is shaped by our hard-won victories rather than by sudden victories. So consider this. Are you prepared to make a huge mistake and appear foolish, but then come back stronger, smarter, and more genuine? Because the lovely, messy process of becoming who you were meant to be is where true excellence rests. The fifth rule is to keep things easy. Rejecting wealth is not the goal of living a simple life. Prioritizing the things that genuinely improve your life is a decision. Imagine yourself in an opulent setting where everything of your wants are at your fingertips. In spite of all, there is one unanswered question. Does this abundance really help you, or does it just take up all of your time and effort? As Epictetus sagely observed, wealth is a condition of mind rather than a material possession. You can break free from the never-ending cycle of debt, credit card payments and bills by making the decision to live simply. This is more than simply a financial freedom. It's a significant mental and emotional release. It's about appreciating the small things in life and realizing that genuine wealth isn't found in material possessions, but rather in relationships, experiences, and self-awareness. As we go more into Epictetus's Stoic philosophy, keep in mind that while pursuing wealth is legitimate, its real value is found in its purpose and the simplicity it may offer to your life, rather than in its actual possession. Principle number 6, live a humble life. The sage Stoic Epictetus recognized the silent but powerful influence of humility in our pursuit of knowledge. Imagine that you are traveling, not just any voyage, but one in which each stride you take is a step away from your loud, arrogant sense of self-awareness. You arrive at a place along this route where you realize how little, almost nothing, you actually know. This insight is a liberation rather than a setback. It's the point at when you begin to view the world through a child's eyes, full of wonder and curiosity, where each leaf and drop of rain has a lesson or a tale to tell. Epictetus encourages us to follow this route by emphasizing that the real meaning of education is the modest admission of our ignorance rather than the acquisition of knowledge. Emotions mix here in this place between not knowing, a twinge of anxiety, the sting of vulnerability, and yes, even a hint of excitement are possible emotions to experience. We really start to learn in this emotional maelstrom, freed from the shackles of conceit. Seventh principle, even recognize the risks associated with luck. A thorough examination of the human psyche is necessary to fully comprehend the dangers of riches, as the appeal of wealth frequently conceals a dangerous undercurrent. Wealth is a two-edged blade that can corrupt our very nature, in addition to drawing in the dishonest people who pose as friends. It might cause an uncomfortable shift that pulls us from our basic beliefs. We awaken to a new aspect of ourselves, one we may not even like, the instant we seize this sought treasure. This is a critical turning point where moral degeneration can quietly erode our character by planting its seeds. The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus alerted us to these risks. His timeless and profound lessons serve as a reminder that genuine riches is found in the depth of our character rather than in our bank accounts. We need to question ourselves. Will we allow fortune dictate our values, or will we stand firm, anchored in the principles that define our true selves? As we sail the rough seas of life, the solution is inside, just waiting to be found. Eighth principle, don't hang on to just one hope. The Greek philosopher Epictetus understood that many dreams, not just one, are woven together to form the fabric of life. Given the unpredictability of fate, why confine ourselves to a single hope? He encouraged us to embrace a range of goals, realizing that having a variety of dreams is a strategy for resilience rather than a sign of indecisiveness. Consider this: in the event that one dream fails, another may succeed and lead us to success in all its manifestations. This strategy focuses on realizing our diverse potential rather than instilling a fear of failure. It's a lesson in turning our weaknesses, our so-called Achilles' heels, into enduring, dynamic strengths. The ninth principle is to never forget your own death. At the end of life, death lingers and serves as a continual reminder that time is precious. Epictetus, a shining example of Stoic wisdom, was fully aware of this. He instilled in us the value of facing the inevitable head-on rather than running away from it out of ignorance or fear. We frequently overlook the weight of our own mortality as we navigate the turbulent waves of life, burdened by the unimportant and fleeting. Our lives are a tapestry of moments, with decisions and deeds woven throughout that lead to the inevitable conclusion of death. So why do we waste our days chasing after things that won't accompany us on our voyage beyond the shores of life? The substance of life is what matters most. The love we give and receive, the knowledge we acquire, and the resilience we develop from our weaknesses. You must be prepared for change if you have read this far. Please leave a comment, click like, and remember to subscribe for more inspiring stuff. Now let's explore further. 10th principle: genuine riches is a contented spirit. Have you ever experienced the weight of resentment for things you don't have, as the things you do have become forgotten in the corner of your heart? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus asks us to reverse this order. He murmurs a timeless truth: the richness of a contented spirit is what truly constitutes wealth, not the amassing of material possessions. Consider this: how frequently do you actually relish the minor and large successes you've previously attained? What if you took a moment to recognize the plenty in your life, rather than falling into the trap of unceasing craving? Learning to be a Stoic requires more than simply keeping your weaknesses hidden. It also requires turning them into unwavering assets. It's a road paved with the knowledge that contentment doesn't wait for the conclusion of an unending quest for more. Instead than moaning about what isn't, it's here, right now, in enjoying what is. 11th principle: the pit of guilt. Have you ever experienced the burden of shame following you everywhere you go? We play this game all the time, a maze with no way out. By blaming both ourselves and other people, we deceitfully find solace in avoiding the real problem, which is accepting responsibility without being constrained by guilt. Undoubtedly, it's a difficult route where it's difficult to resist the siren call of resorting to blame. But consider this: what if we chose to acknowledge our mistakes, accept them, and grow from them rather than allowing guilt to consume us? Epictetus's wisdom serves as a reminder that shame is a trap and a sickness that shouldn't be allowed to define us. It's about finding answers and being stronger, not about pointing out flaws. Rule number 12: befriend the victorious. You know how it feels to be trapped in a room with someone who depletes all of your energy and is nothing but a cloud of negativity? They seem to possess the ability to transform a pleasant day into a dismal one. However, there are those uncommon gems, the kind of people who, by their very presence, brighten the entire room. Even on your worst day, they manage to make you smile, encourage you to keep trying, and somehow make everything feel okay. They seem to be the cure to the chaos of life. It takes more than just who is enjoyable to spend time with when choosing someone to hang out with. It comes down to choosing between being pulled down and lifted up. So why not soar with the stars and settle for the energy vampires? Recall, the adventure is yours. Follow your own rules. Select allies that help you overcome your flaws and observe how your life changes. 13th principle: your actions shape your destiny. Our tale is shaped by how we handle the curveballs that life throws at us. Epictetus was aware of this. He lived it, not merely preached about how we should respond. When life throws you a curveball, do you break or get back up? Playing the victim and giving in to hopelessness due to a failed relationship, A job loss or an unforeseen setback is a common occurrence. The unvarnished fact is that these circumstances are possibilities rather than merely barriers, opportunities to develop, educate ourselves, and rediscover who we are. They serve as the forge where our moral fiber is forged and reinforced. These are the times when we can use our deficiencies to our advantage and make our weaknesses into our strengths. Thus, when life knocks you down, consider if you will be defeated by it or if it will serve as motivation for your success. Recall that your life story is about how you choose to interpret each obstacle you encounter rather than about the events that happen to you.
The 14th principle is to do your duty.
It takes more than merely checking boxes and according to predetermined scripts to fulfill your duties. It's about embracing your weaknesses and using them to build strength instead of running away from your Achilles heel. How often do we avoid taking on duties because they confront our deepest fears and anxieties? Not because they are unachievable. Accepting responsibility entails facing the storm with a resolution based on facts rather than naive hope. It's about letting go when it's the hardest thing to do, fighting for what's right, and loving fiercely. You will experience both the joy of victory and the agony of defeat on this unfiltered voyage. Above all, though, you'll learn about your spirit's tenacious strength. Rule 15. Don't listen to people who despise you. It is a real sign of strength to absorb the hate of others without allowing it to enter your own heart. Why allow another person's resentment to sap your soul? Consider this. Isn't it frequently the case that someone's hateful actions are a mirror of their own internal conflict? Accept their struggle, but keep your own struggles apart from theirs. By becoming adept at following Stoic ideals, we can not only protect ourselves from bad influences, but also change them. This isn't about downplaying the severity of hate or sugarcoating the truth. It's about seeing that every thread, light or dark, has a place in the vast fabric of existence. The way you incorporate these threads into your own story is where you have the power. Sixth principle, friendship is more important than money. When everything looked to be overwhelming you and your strength seemed to be crumbling like old ruins, have you ever experienced the comforting support of a true friend? Beyond all money, friendship is a treasure that provides safety and a place where human experiences, not shortcomings, define vulnerabilities. In these situations, we really come to appreciate the importance of a friend, not as a barrier to conceal our worst weaknesses, but rather as a reflection of who we really are, imperfections and all. This connection, which is stronger than the deepest ocean, shows us that real richness comes from touching other people's hearts and theirs in return, not from financial abundance. 17th principle, always find the positive aspects of things. Life can seem like an unending storm at times. Consider times when everything seems to fall apart, such as when you lose your job. It's simple to get hopeless, but what if that's the signal for you to pursue the dream you put on hold? Stoicism is about finding courage in hardship, not about ignoring misery. It's understanding that each loss serves as a prelude to a victory. You possess the ability to transform your weaknesses into strengths. Take a bigger hit when life knocks you down. Making hurdles become stepping stones is exciting, is it not? The 18th principle is to let go of what you cannot control. Even if you have a great affection for someone, you cannot force them to reciprocate. No matter how hard you strive for your objectives, you cannot ensure the result. Despite your concern for the world, you are powerless to solve all of its issues. How do you handle your anger, disappointment, and frustration? The teacher of Stoicism, Epictetus, imparted to us a straightforward but profound lesson. Accept what you cannot control and concentrate on what you can. This is the secret to becoming an expert at hiding your weaknesses and turning them into unstoppable power. If you found value in the lessons in this video and would want to see more uplifting videos, please subscribe. Press the alert button and express your endorsement by leaving a like and a comment stating which of the 3 principles most appealed to you. For a deeper look at wisdom, 2 more videos are now playing on your screen. I appreciate you seeing. Remain calm.